Hi, hello, season's greetings, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all of that good old stuff. How y'all doing? I pray everybody is at this very moment somewhere safe and somewhere in good health, if not the best of spirit. Which makes me think about my cousin who actually listens to my streaming. My cousin Antoinette, let's all keep a prayer in mind and heart and spirit for her. Just a day or two after her birthday, I think, she was in a very bad car accident and she got hurt pretty bad. And let's keep her in mind, body, and spirit. Thank you, Tony, for listening. Thank you for your support over the years. I love you. This is your girl, Mitra B. At some point, I am going to help her start a fundraiser. So you guys that's listening, stay looking out for that. If you can help, you can. If you could just say a prayer, we receive it all. Thank you, Spirit. But again, this is your girl, Mitra B, and I'm back with you. I pray everybody turned over a new leaf, if not before the new year. My topic of today, I'm going to do this today from a different place, you guys, so bear with me. I think that you all, or some of us, will be able to relate on one level or another, whether we experienced it or seen someone else go through it. I think the title is Each One, Teach One. Now, we've all heard that before, right? Each one, teach one. We were kind of taught that in school. We were taught that at church too. Each one, teach one. And I think one of the hardest places to do this, where a lot of people, and maybe at some point me too, lack the ability to teach or want to teach, is in relationship. In relationship, specifically intimate relationships. Why I say that? Well, most time in intimate relationships, I see or have seen, and maybe even with myself, to some level or another, it was hard to release a relationship, especially one that you thought that you would not have to release, maybe, or one that you thought was for the long haul. And for what I've seen, even when people have children with a person, I'm pretty sure most of everybody is looking to have a long haul with that relationship, because now a third party is involved and it's a part of both of you. And so it's not the same as just walking away when it's just you and the other person, the you two. So teaching in this process with people, we learn a lot of things, whether we choose to look at it or realize it or become aware of it or not. We learn. We're supposed to be. If you're not, you should be, because that would help you grow through it and stop having to grow through certain life lessons dealing with relationships. It will help move you forward in life, period, because relationships teach us, regardless, whether it's intimate, work relationship, friendship, parental, family, all of those relationships are here to teach us about ourselves and others. And in knowing that, a lot of times we learn things that first and foremost are hard to accept, let alone teach somebody else. Have been, For me, I will say that. But I've grown to a different place. And everybody may not can relate to this place. But the place that I am in my life, honestly, I've gotten to a place where it's no sugarcoating this. So we're just going to let this thing fly how it come. If it means that I'm in a relationship with somebody and this relationship turned out to, and I realized somewhere along the way that it's not going to go the way I expected, probably, it's probably not going to be for the long haul. It's probably a clock on this relationship. Let's just be honest with yourselves about where you've been. Then it becomes a teachable moment and a learning moment more than anything. Get what you need out of it and leave the rest. Eat the meat and spit out the bone. And I can say, y'all excuse me. This is me and my people having a conversation over here. Back to what I was supposed to be saying. I have grown to the woman that if I am actually building a man for the next woman, I'm all right with it. If that's what you want to call it, because I've heard so many people say, man, I ain't building nobody else, so I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. But baby, somebody doing it for you. But because if they're not it's just come on now. Somebody doing it for you. If you're actually learning and getting something out of it, it's only right that you give something back. Not just on one aspect of that relationship, which is sexually, which is okay, I'm just gonna give in the kitchen, I ain't gonna do nothing else, or I'm just gonna take care of the kids, I ain't gonna do nothing else, Did I go off course? What I'm saying is, let's start to normalize being okay with building this person. If it comes to that thing, let's be okay with, let's normalize being okay with building the person that's with you right now for the next person, even if that's the case. It might change the whole flow of the relationship. Little do you know what it could open up to if you just release that, whatever whatever it is that's keeping that from moving forward or moving more smoothly. What I'm saying is, it comes to a point where it's time to let go of the grudges. It's time to let go of your idea of how this relationship should go, will go, especially when it does not just involve you. It's time to realize that everybody that comes into your life isn't there to stay. And some even come into your life more so for your children than you. And with knowing that, you have to move differently. You have to release control. Because if not, it's like you're not only creating resistance within the relationship, you're creating just a bunch of friction for no reason, because that's what's going to happen. It's not your place. It's only our place to rule and control our own lives. Even when it comes to our children, a lot of people say, well, my child isn't able to make certain decisions for themselves, so yeah, you do supposed to step in. You do. That's, as a parent, that's what you're supposed to do. What I'm speaking about is when it comes to how you want to control that person that you created this child with for what you see is the best interest of your child, with no consideration of the other person's even mental to deal and control their own lives, regardless of how you may feel. See, one thing I've learned when it comes to walking away or releasing, even control. Sometimes we want to control, aka manipulate a situation to protect. You're not wrong. We're not wrong. And sometimes the ego can get so caught up in that, because that's what ego does, protects, that you are causing more hurt because you don't realize that there more than likely is some hurt that needs to deal with, so that you can better deal with this other person and how they choose to live their lives, even with you guys' child involved. Because a lot of people say, my child, my child, my child. I've heard it. I've heard it a lot. But, especially, listen, some people would say, I can't go here and I can't talk because I, quote unquote, have not birthed no children of my own, or it's, quote unquote, not my business. And you might be right on both accounts. But this is the thing. It is neither your business of how the next person controls their lives after they have released you. They did not release the child or the children. They released you. And you have to learn how to release as well. And it's not as easy on either part a lot of times, because of emotions and feelings, which make all of us human. And it also, goes along with our idea of how these relationships should go, because we're so hell-bound. Let me see this right. I say this right. We're holding on so tight to how we feel like it's going to go. And little do you know, even when it comes to your children, you only have so much control, because there is still something bigger than you that works within all of our lives, whether you want to admit it to or not. We all are here to learn from each other. And when we can remove that which is getting in the way of us actually learning and having better relationships, when we can move all of that, things can move more smoothly. They will move more smoothly. I'm okay with it. I've been okay with it. I had to be okay with it. I'm not the person to I'm not the person that have a whole lot of fits and, run up on people's houses and run up on fight people and have, I'm not doing all of that. And I can't, but I have had my ways of where I wanted to control it too and manipulate a situation too to protect me. Not to cause no actual harm to anybody else because I'm mad. Because I can't control myself. Because I've let my anger spin out of, control. Because that goes to self-control. And self-control obviously has a lot to do with this, because that's what's keeping us from being able to teach one another, learn from one another, and teach. We're students and teachers to one another. If we can remove the blinders, those things that are keeping us from being able to take out the judgments. I just saw 14. Let's normalize it. Let's let the anger go. Let's let the hurt go. And in order to let these things go, if you need to know, come talk to me. I don't mind. If you need to know, face it. Come face to face with that thing. Look it in the mirror and look it and acknowledge what truly hurts. Acknowledge what truly has you, what's bothering you. What makes you feel like you have to do things this way. Where does that come from? What makes you feel like it got to be done this way or no way? What makes you feel like I got to control this situation? What makes you feel like if I don't let go of this job, I ain't going to make it? wherever that came from. Because even those are teaching moments, learning moments, giving you just enough to take you to the next level as well. I hear it. Giving you what you need to push you to your next level, but you can't let fear of what can happen if I release and allow certain things to push me forward, even if that means it hurts for a second. It don't last long. Joy comes in the morning, remember? It doesn't last long, but if you release, you'll be surprised at what's on the other side of it. You believe in that you pray in, don't you? I would ask that we not sow seeds of hurt, harm, or danger because of feelings, or emotions, or, vindictiveness, revenge, things of that nature. I would ask that we not do that to each other, because that's only creating a bunch of mess and karma, just to be honest. Karma comes to give what we put out. Hand of discipline is what I call her. I love her. I love her because we work together good. And when you learn that and see and take and make a choice to walk in your light and walk in your truth, come out of the darkness. If you're not there to stay, or you realize that relationship with that person has come or coming, then change how you're looking at it and change how you handle it. Do it with love, first and foremost. Do it with love. Not sarcasm, not control, not passive aggressiveness. Do it with love, because regardless of what, we still kind of run back into each other. You never know whom you might run back into and when and how. So don't burn your own bridges. You never know. Because there's a lot of things that a lot of us are praying for. We don't even realize how it's coming, but we want to control how it comes. No ma'am. No sir. No ma'am. No ham. No turkey. That is not how it's going to go. No. You can pray for it. If you believe in something bigger than you, you can pray for it. But you can't control how it's going to come. That's not your job. That's not your place. If that's the case, then why are you praying? Release. Let's change up how we do this thing called life and allow some light to come into some dark places so we can get the healing that we really need. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for riding with us, Sister Tony. We love you. We praying for you. And y'all have a blessed one. The sun is shining. It ain't as warm, but you know what type of temperature we in right now. I'm headed toward the sunshine. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later in a minute. Peace.